until your rocket ship comes to a complete stop. Then follow the compass to the flight deck. Happy landings!
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard the Disneyland Monorail. We are now beginning a 2.5-mile journey to downtown Disney Station and back. For a safe trip, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Be sure to watch your children and no smoking, please.
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los niños. Por favor, se ruega no fumar.
You are riding aboard the Mark 7, the latest generation of Disneyland monorails. When Walt Disney introduced this attraction in 1959, it was the first daily operating monorail system in the Western Hemisphere. Now arriving at downtown Disney Station, gateway to the downtown Disney District and the Disneyland Resort hotels. If you will be leaving us here and returning later today, please hold on to your park ticket as you leave the station. You may reboard the monorail for a return trip to Tomorrowland up until 1/2 hour prior to Disneyland closing. Please remain seated until the monorail comes to a complete stop and the doors have opened. Then gather your belongings, lower your head, watch your step, and exit to the left of the monorail. Thanks for traveling with us today, and we hope you enjoy your visit to the Disneyland Resort. For those of you continuing with us, we'll begin our return trip to Tomorrowland in just a few minutes. Thank you. Just joined us. Welcome aboard the Disneyland Monorail. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Watch your children and no smoking, please.
Bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los niños. Por favor, se ruega no fumar. Gracias.
We're now en route to our final stop, the Tomorrowland Monorail Station. Along the way, you can get a bird's-eye look at the downtown Disney District, Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, and Disney California Adventure. To the left of the monorail is the main entrance of Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Disneyland is truly an American original. Since its opening in 1955, it has hosted hundreds of millions of guests from around the world, including presidents, kings, and celebrities. It is the original Disney theme park, created and enjoyed by Walt Disney himself. To the right is our transportation plaza, where you'll find taxis, hotel shuttles, and public transit stops.
Was that when we were just here? No. Oh, it's a different one. There's two.
There's a bunch of bikes.
Wow, that's a bunch of trucks here. This is a bunch of...
Oh, Shrek.
It's secret. These are secret things. There's secret things. Oh, look at all these pipes. We can Notice the tram is actually like a major disaster because the tram just showed all their secrets.
Oh, it shows all the secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very good. Don't forget it.
We are about to enter Disneyland. Some of the clearances are pretty tight up ahead, so be sure to remain seated, keeping your hands and arms inside the cabin.
Oh, secrets.
Oh, that must be a secret travel train.
Secrets.
Yeah, it's a secret train and that was not a boat.
Sit down all the way, please. Sit down all the way. Thank you.
Buns and seats, guys. Buns and seats.
Wait, what is the change that? Hey, there's the little car.
This is Tomorrowland, a land inspired by science fact and fantasy. Below us is the Submarine Lagoon, where you can dive into a fantastic underwater adventure aboard the Finding Nemo submarine voyage. Across the way are the icy peaks of Matterhorn Mountain, home of the world's most famous bobsled run. And beneath us is the Autopia, where drivers of all ages can travel the road to tomorrow. As we cruise over Tomorrowland, our pilot would like to share a few program reminders.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard Monorail Orange. Right now we're cruising high above Tomorrowland on our one-way flight back to the Tomorrowland Monorail station, where everyone will be exiting into Disneyland today. Today, Disneyland will open until 12 midnight for your enjoyment. If you'd like to catch one of the last monorails to downtown Disney later on, make sure that you get in line no later than 11:45 for that midnight monorail. Later on today, we have our Mickey's Mixed Magic with fireworks out on Main Street, USA, beginning at 9:30, and also 2 performances of Fantasmic out on the Rivers of America at 9 and 10:30. We also have our Mickey and Friends cavalcades taking place on Main Street at 1:45 and 2:45. Thanks for joining us today aboard Monorail Orange. Have a magical day here in the Magic Kingdom. Monorail Central from Monorail Orange, requesting clearance to Tomorrowland. Monorail Orange Company is cleared to Tomorrowland. Thank you.
To the right of the monorail, you just might spot the sparkling gold spires of one of Disney's most beloved attractions. It's a small world. And now we're riding alongside the happiest kingdom of them all,
Almost had my stuck.
Fantasyland, home to Pinocchio, Snow White, Peter Pan, and other storybook characters.
As we travel around Matterhorn Mountain, please remain seated at all times, keeping all hands and arms inside the monorail.
Even more for you, man.
Once we're safely parked inside the station, please take a look around, make sure that you have all your personal belongings with you. And if you're seated in the front half of the monorail, you're going to be making a right turn, exiting toward the front. If you're seated in the back half of the monorail, you're going to be making a left turn, exiting toward the back. Please exit away from the center of the monorail. Thank you.
We're now approaching the Tomorrowland Monorail Station, our final destination. Please remain seated until the monorail comes to a complete stop. Then collect your belongings, watch your head, and step carefully from the train. On behalf of all of our crew, thanks for traveling with us. And we hope you'll have a happy and memorable visit here at Disneyland. This is the Tomorrowland Monorail Station.
Nobody had.
car lane between you and the car in front of you. To stop your car, take your foot off of the pedal. Thanks for driving at Tomorrowland on Frontierland.
Sorry, Daddy has your jacket. Do you want to go get the stroller or do you just want to go to Nemo?
6 of you?
Yep, they have your license. We need one more.
It's so loud.
Okay, well then. That would be like something your mom or dad would think.
You guys, I'll be because I hold that.
Possessions and storage pouch located directly in front of you. Please careful on all landmarks toward you. You are now ready for your intergalactic adventure. Thank you and have a great flight.
manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del cohete. Cuide a los pequeñitos. Gracias.
Space Shuttle, for your safety, remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the We are initiating power transfer in
First, there we go.
Passengers will stand by for board.
We are just coming back after a long refurbishment, so welcome aboard. You're the first train of the day with guests on board. With that in mind, please do remain seated. Please make sure children and babies are also seated on their bottom as we are just about ready to roll. Thank you. Our next stop ahead will be at New Orleans Square Station.
Alright friends, please remain seated. We're now getting ready to depart Main Street. Parents, please supervise your children. Make sure they're seated away from the train openings or on an adult's lap. Our next stop is New Orleans Square Station. Please remain seated.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval World and the Age of the Dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square. This station also serves Frontierland and Bayou Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
Please remember to remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. Parents using sure to supervise our little ones, keeping them away from any of the train openings and making sure they are seated on their bottom or on the benches. Our next stop is going to be Toontown Depot, your gateway to Fantasyland.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering the Bayou, home to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Take a sneak peek at the big party Princess Tiana is throwing, where the welcome is warm, the music is hot, and the company is sweet as honey. And when it comes to sweetness, the inhabitants of the land we're passing over are the bee's knees. Here in Bayou Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Louis the Alligator, and other beloved critters on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of ear, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, the cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a...
As we approach Toontown Depot, please remember to remain seated until the train comes to a complete and full stop. This stop is going to be the full stop to the new attraction Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Matterhorn Bottom, and many other Fantasyland attractions. Once again, please remain seated until the train has come to a complete and full stop. Welcome aboard, folks. Please remember to remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. Parents, please make sure to supervise your little ones, keeping them away from any of the train openings, or making sure they are seated on either a lap or on the bench. Our next stop is going to be Tomorrowland Station.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
As we approach Tomorrowland Station, please remember to remain seated until the train comes to a complete and full stop. This stop is going to be the closest stop to Space Mountain, beside your Duster Blasters, Star Tours, the Monorail, Autopia, and many, many more. Once again, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete and full stop.
So fun. What's the fun?
Your guests are on feet and legs inside the train at all times. Parents use extra to supervise your little ones, keeping them away from end of the train openings and making sure that you're sitting down either a lap or on the bench. Our next stop is going to be Main Street Station, but before we make our way down to Main Street Station, we'll be taking a detour to the Grand Canyon and the Primeval World. You're more than welcome to take pictures, and please make sure to turn off all flash and any light up toys. We wouldn't want to scare away those dinosaurs.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the Primeval World, land of the dinosaurs. here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who...
So that's what's please remember to remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Just a friendly reminder, the station is the only station that doesn't have any ramps, so if you have any strollers or wheelchairs, you might want to keep them folded till you get to the bottom of the stairs. Thank you.
This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Exits all the way down on the other side, friends. We made it!
Exactly. Because like, I was on the hotel with you,